Hello, welcome back. Today I'm going to be going over how to create a brand new Shopify e-commerce store with the 14-day free trial. And today we're going to be specifically going over some of the settings that they have to offer because it can be a little confusing, right? So if you haven't now, do subscribe, drop us a comment below and let us know what you would like to see in future videos and how we can help you build that e-commerce store even better. All right. So let's go ahead and get started with creating that new free trial. And right here, we're just going to click and I'm going to enter my email. And we will get started. All right. And we need a password and a store name. Let's see. We've went over this a few times, so let's start over with something. There we go. Oh, we can't use that. Let's just make this something. Okay, there we go. Now, of course, that is our store name, and we're going to allow it to load. And they're going to ask these important questions. Are you already selling? I'm selling, just not online. How do you want to sell? Both online and in person. And where will you mostly sell in person? Now, these are all your choices, so you will select them how you want. Let's see, at pop-ups and brick and mortar retail stores, at markets and fairs. What is your store revenue? So just put that there. And what are we going to be making? I'm just going to select clothing for now. And are you actually designing and developing a store for a client? So if you are, you can click yes. If you're not, just leave it blank and hit next. Now they want your address, your first name, telephone number, right? And there we go. All right, now enter my store. And here we go. We'll let this come up. All right. And once this loads up, we're going to be at our dashboard. So in our previous videos, again, we've covered several things. We've added custom content. We've added pictures. We've worked on, let's see, what else did we do? We have done, well, custom content. We have done themes. We have done products as well. I'm going to add a quick product here. Let's see. Oh, not that one. Add a product. And I'm just going to do this rather quickly just to share one. And to go over it so you don't forget. A description. The best shirts ever made. Right. Media. Add a file. And we're going to add a shirt. And that's going to be our picture. And of course you can add additional. We can say $45, right? Cost per item, etc., 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 right? Charge tax, right? We went over this, so if you don't, if you're not familiar with this, do check out our other videos below, and you're going to be able to find how to add products, specifically here in more detail. All right. Remember, save your progress after each thing that you do. Sometimes it always reminds you, but just in case you forget, you never know if your laptop's going to die or if your computer power goes out. You don't want to lose your information, right? All right. So let's see, we have our product already created. And there we go. And let's go down to the online store. And this is where we're going to go. If you want to see the store, too, you want to see a preview, just click the eyeball and it will give you the preview. Right? This is the actions we can rename. Let's say our theme, right? Our theme, we're going to rename that. It's just naming your theme. You can always change it. So don't worry. We're going to go to customize and we're going to do a really fast crash course again. Let's see the header we can select an image. Our library is empty. We're going to choose shop local. We're going to choose the free images that it has, right? Just to kind of put for our logo. I'm going to change it to centered, right? And then we can come to show an announcement. Announce something here, so you'll just put whatever you want to announce. And there you go. If you want to change that background color, just click the bar, and it's called the background bar. We're going to choose red, and if you want the text, you can change it to black or a custom color based on this, right? All right, welcome guys. Save. That is our header. We're going to back out, feature collection. I already showed you how to do it as well. All right, so I'm going to make these small. I'm going to just kind of black them out a little bit because I don't need all of these here. right? Not for now, not for what we're speaking about today. So this is kind of customizing the site. Of course, if you want to bring them up, there you can. Image with text. I do want to do this one. Let's change that image. Change this picture here, and okay, we have it selected. And let's see the heading. The best shirts in town. Right, and we can say this. Please buy for your happiness. Right, so whichever you want. A button label, do we want a button? Yeah, let's say buy now, right? We want a button, so if you want that, and do a link, and we can do products. All products. And there we go, buy now. So now we have the button added in. Alright, so let's save again. Now let's get to the main point of this video, and we're going to go over the actual settings. So some general settings, kind of go over that, the payments, right? So some of the things, let's say for example, if you followed our other videos, you have a product, you have created the page, you've organized it how you want it to be, and now you are wanting to really kind of change some things here on how your store is really operating. That's where settings are going to be very important. So let's go back, right, and let's come down. So theme settings, when you come here, this is it. So when we have the theme settings, and this is what's going to be really cool. We went over the theme already, but we didn't go over the settings. What about colors? Headings and links, body text, sales prices, right, we have them buttons as well. Alright, and let's see the theme settings again. We have typography, right, so we have that, and we have the search, enable product suggestions, show vendors, show price. Social media, we can actually add our links to our Twitter accounts, our Facebook, our Pinterest, our Instagram, our Tumblrs, our Snapchat, right, our YouTube, etc., etc., etc. Favicon, we have settings for it, where you can select this image here. And that will be scaled to a 32 by 32 pixels, right? Add to cart notification, redo, or maybe not. Show notifications when an item is in the cart, you can. And the checkout. And here you can have a background image for the banner, like in the checkout. We can select that image the same, right? We add that. A logo, right? That's the logo here. A custom image if we want. We go to free images. And we can do staff favorites, and let's see here, logo, and you can upload, of course, with your own logo or your own picture or whichever you want. Change the position from left, center, or right. Logo size, medium, large, we can whichever you want again. And the media content area, of course, the background image you can change as well. The form fields, how do you want them? Do you want them to be white or transparent? Again, your choice. Order summary, you can change the background for that, background color, and the typography, again, for all of that information. And this is your settings for your themes, and that's the checkout with the banner and the background image. That's it. Now let's go into the more specific information, right? We want to go into the more specific information as far as settings, the really important settings for you. On the left-hand bottom side, you're going to see settings. Now, this is where the magic happens. This is where it's going to be really important, right? So if you want to update your store details, maybe you change address, maybe you want to just change something, this is where it's going to be in general, and let's go over that. So the store details, right? So this is the store name. I can change that name right here. Contact email, right? If I want to change that, we can. If they need to use this address, they'll contact you here about your store. The sender, your customers will see this address if you email them right here. Now, what if you're telling me like, oh man, I made a clothing store, but I'm going to change my store. Store industry. You're going to click here and you can actually change it. Anywhere to other, or I haven't decided yet. That's how you're going to be able to change that in settings. So when I told you when you want to change something as you're building the store from the scratch, as soon as you start, this is where you're going to go when you want to change that said store. All right. Also, if it asks you if you're already a business store, if you already have a legal name, this is where you're going to update that too if you didn't put, right? And you're going to change the address. You're going to put the legal name of the company, right? The address, standards and formats, your time zones, right? These currencies, you can change that as well. That's all in general. Just a general information about your store, right? Coming to payments. This is going to be a little bit more trickier, but don't worry, I'm here to guide you. So here we go. Payment providers. So we're going to be able to accept payments on your store using third-party providers like PayPal or other ways, right? Now, your store accepts payments with PayPal Express Checkout, right? So after your first sale, and it gives you this little warning, PayPal will email you, at the email you gave, instructions for setting up PayPal business account and claiming your money. Now, a button that enables customers to use PayPal directly from your checkout. Learn more, right? This is it. Receive payments from foreign currencies with PayPal, manage payment approval, and payment preferences. Honestly, PayPal is amazing, especially with Shopify at any kind of e-commerce store, because you can manage everything from all countries, because some banks don't work with certain countries, and it can be a little conflict here, but with PayPal, everybody can kind of pay you, and it's such a great idea to use PayPal. You can deactivate PayPal Express Checkout if you want. You should complete the account setup here. As well, customers can use PayPal for purchases at checkout, right? Third-party providers. You can choose one if you don't want to use PayPal, right? And you can use these, right? So foreign bogus gateway, you have this one. Payment methods, when here you have like Apple Pay, right, Dancore, Diners Club, Discover, Masters. You have all of these, right? And this is just the filter to show you everything right here, specifically. Let's go through all of them. You have Aiden, AirPay, Cayenne. They have a lot of third parties to really kind of go over as well if you want to select one, right? So if you select, you have this, and you can actually set up Pay You Money, and it takes you there, and account information gives you merchant key, right, merchant salt. And you're going to be able to do this, so you can activate Pay You Money. And this is where you're going to go to set up those other third parties. You can set all of them up if you want. If you want to be able to accept from all of them, you can. That's your choice, right? And that's what's good to have, is a choice, especially when you're creating your store. Now, let's say you don't want to do that. Let's say outside of your online store, payments that are processed through this way, you can actually do a manual payment method. So when a customer makes a manual payment, you need to approve their order before fulfilling it, right? You can do that. An alternative method, for example, we can choose here, and this is going to be the same. Coin, Skrill, right? These are some extra ways for them to pay. All right, let's come down. Now, you can do automatically capture payment for orders. So what that means, when the customer's payment is authorized, it's charged automatically. So that means like when the bank system, PayPal, or whatever you're using is authorized, it charges that immediately, right? Or you can do it manually. So when that payment method is authorized at the time of order, you need to capture the payment with the authorization period. So if you have that little time with the authorization, you need to go in and physically do it yourself, right? So it's your choice. Again, and once you change these, you can just hit save, and it's there for you, right? Not a big deal, pretty easy. All right. So that is the payment. All right, let's go back. Now, what about checkout? Customize your online checkout process, of course. Now, customer accounts, their accounts are disabled. Customers will only be able to check out as guest, or accounts are optional. So customers will be able to check out with a customer account or as a guest, or accounts are required. So it's like you must have an account to order, right? So it's your choice here. Now, customer contact. Now, you can choose which contact methods or ways that they can actually check out and receive updates. So to check out, customers can check out using either their phone numbers or their email, right? And they're going to actually receive this by an SMS with a phone number, for example, or they can only check out using email. Again, it's your choice. To receive shipping updates is the same information. So they can download the Shop app from their order status page, or they can choose to add a phone number or email to receive that same shipping, and you can do both, right? You can do both ways. You have both options. So the form options, so if you're actually doing the checkout requires extra information, require the last name only, require first and last name. It's totally your choice. I would probably choose first and last name. That way I know who, because if there's like two Mr. Smiths, right? I don't know who Mr. Smith is. I have 3 of them. I don't want to get any kind of confusion when I'm setting up their store or when I'm sending their order. All right, the company name. You can hide this information, or you can be optional, or it can be required. Again, how do you want that to be, right? That extra information. The address line, do you want their address? Do you want it to be optional, or do you want it to be required? So if you want it to be required, you must give me your address, etc., right? Tipping. So here you can include an option for customers to be able to give a tip to you. So customers can add a tip of their own when purchase and show their support for your business. Super cool. I think it's a wonderful option to have because maybe they really do support you, and there's a lot of times that when you're really wanting to help somebody but you just can't, right? Hey, do you accept tips or not? Like, how can I really set this up to donate to your store? Right? Who doesn't love free money, right? So give them that option if you want, or if not, you just don't select. You can just unselect it as well. Now, if you do, show tip options to all customers. So if you just select this option, then only customers who choose to add a tip will see their tip options. So you have 3 options. You can give them option 1, 5, 10, or 15%, or whatever, right? And you can change that. Maybe I want 25 minimum, right? Or whatever. It's your choice. 1%, however you want, right? But you're giving them the options to tip as much as they want. Now, order processing. While the checkout is checking out, you can do the shipping address, billing address is by default, right? So reduce the number of fields required. This is all of that information that you're going to be able to go through. So after an order has been paid, so do not automatically fulfill any of the order's line items, or automatically fulfill with gift cards of the order, or do this with line items, whatever. Automatically do however you want. After an order has been finished and paid, right, automatically archive the order. Very good. Additional scripts, you can add this here too if you want to do more. So any customizations you'd like to appear on the order status of the page, you paste them right here. So it's a little bit of like a programmer's language, but not really. You just select and paste it here, and that's it. You're finished. It gives that additional scripts or forms or whatever you want to do, even a banner, however you want. You'll just post it right here in additional scripts. Email, you can have this option, and checkout language. Right, that is it for the checkout process. Right, so now that's checkout, shipping, delivery. I'm thinking this is a little bit more detailed. We'll go over that in a future video as well, because it does manage the rates. You're going to kind of come in. I'll just show you really quickly. You're going to be able to change local delivery. Right, it doesn't offer delivery. You should manage all of this. Pretty simple too, but we can go over that later. If you want, if that's something you need, do comment below and let me know if that's something you really need help with. Is for the for the shipping, right? All right, taxes. Taxes again is a little bit different too. If you need help with that, do drop a comment. So you can actually all prices include tax, include or exclude, right? Charge tax on shipping rates, VAT, etc. Right? Again, your choice for that on how you want. Notifications. Notifications are very important here. And we're definitely going to go over that in our next video. That's a big deal. Manage notifications sent to you and your customers. So we're going to go over this information for you in the future. So, and gift cards as well. So don't worry. Files, upload videos and files. So the next videos you can expect notifications, gift cards, and sales channels as well. We'll go over that with you pretty quickly. And billing, and that's pretty much it for settings. It's very important. If you guys need any other information, because there's a lot, users permissions, for example, like if you want someone else to manage your store, that's where you're going to find users and permissions. Maybe I have 4 employees, right? Legal is very important. I'll go ahead and explain that for you now. Legal, if you have a policy, if you've texted something, if you have a legal policy for a refund, type that here. If you have a privacy policy, type that here. Terms of service, shipping policy, whatever you want, put this information here, because later on in navigation, when you're building that menu, if you haven't noticed yet, when you create a menu, you're going to actually put that legalities there. So this is where you're going to be able to pull that from in the menu, is right here in settings. And so as you're building that, this is where you're going to locate that information. So you can create your own legal pages or create them from templates and customize them, right? The templates aren't legal advice and need to be customized for your store. So your saved policies will be linked to the footer of your checkout, and you may need to add your policies to menus in your online store. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about, when you click this, this is going to give you that here. And it's going to tell you how to do this. So on this page, how to generate store policies, custom pages to display legal information, etc. And that's how you're going to be able to find it. So that by using these templates, you agree that you've read and agreed to the disclaimer. The disclaimer is exactly just telling you it's not legally binding in this kind of way, that it's your choice. It's not legal advice, right? So they're not giving that. So that's why you put it here. So if you have one, locate them here, and you can add them to your menus. People can see what they're getting into and what kind of service. So if you have any problems in the future, like, hey, you need to go to our policy, right? So these are our policies here. There's a link. It's right in the menu. Big bold letters. There's a link. Select it. Right. And here you go. That's the legal. So again, let me remind you. So in our future videos, we're going to have the next video. We're going to go over notifications, gift cards. We're going to go over to the users and permissions a little bit too. But the biggest ones is exactly notifications, gift cards, and sales channels. The sales channels we'll get into, it's like Facebook, eBay, etc. How to actually incorporate all of those together. So that next video, we're going to have those really big 3 to go over. So don't forget to subscribe, drop a comment below, let me know how I can help you with your Shopify e-commerce store and help you make money. Alright guys, thank you again, and I will see you soon.